Hello, Accounting 2 students. This is Professor Swain talking to you about Chapter 25 from MyFMBizHub. So I'm only going to go over the first part of this. I've seen some students' responses already, and I've been teaching some of this in the classroom. And that there's just one point here that's a little bit tricky and a little bit maybe not so intuitive. So I'd like to explain that. So here we have someone who's manufacturing and selling homemade wine. Doesn't sound that yummy, but I'm sure somebody likes it. And he wants to develop a standard cost per gallon. So we've already studied standards and budgets, and we're talking about this unit level per gallon. So if we come down here, the standard cost is going to be per gallon. And he's telling us here that Hank uses all this material to develop 50-gallon batch. But we know we have wastage. Some of us already watched the Starbucks video and some of the other readings in the text, and we have to factor in wastage. So we know here to make 50 gallons, we have 3,000 ounces of grape concentrate at 6 cents per ounce. So I'm coming down here, and I'm going to be in cell C24. So what I need to do is calculate what in here do I need to get to my gallon. Well, if it's 3,000 ounces for 50 gallons, I'm going to say equals 3,000 in C24 divided by 50, because that makes me 50 gallons, and I can get it down to the number of ounces to make 1 gallon is 60 ounces. Now here, it's saying it's 3,000 ounces of concentrate in 50 gallons, but I have a 4% standard waste. So what do I need to make to get back to the 60 ounces per gallon of grape concentrate? So here, this is the formula, so I want you to pay attention. This is the formula that I think sometimes students have a little bit hard understanding, so I'm going to explain it on the side. Hopefully it will help. So what we're doing here is, if 4% is wastage, then we know that we're going to be left with 96% of what our standard usage is going to be, and that 96% will be the 60 ounces of grape concentrate left to make the wine. So I'm going to say equals my 60 that I need divided by 0.96, which is the 96% that's going to be left after my wastage, because we have 4% waste. So this formula is telling me that if I have 62.5 ounces with a 4% wastage, I will come back to the 60 ounce needed to make the 50-gallon batch. So if I take this number here, the 62.5 ounces, and I multiply it by 0.96 to give me the 4% wastage, I should come back to 60 ounces, which I'm going to use. So I'm just on the side here, I'm going to prove this out for everybody. I'm going to say equals 62.5 multiplied by 0.96, which is 96% of the 100% being 62.5 ounces of grape concentrate that I need to then, I'm going to waste 2.5 ounces of it, which is going to leave me with, and I press enter, 60 ounces. So what's the cost of this? So I say equals the 62.5 ounces multiplied by the 6 cents per ounce to give me a unit price of $3.75. What I'm going to suggest, I'm not going to go through any more of these, is you find out each one of these is needed. So this case I put here per pound. How many lemons do we need? How much yeast? So on and so forth to come back to this standard cost per gallon. And here we've put the cost in, the price that you can multiply out, and then you'd have a standard cost per gallon. Feel free to talk about this a little bit in your discussions, and I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you all soon.